Season 16 GT4 final. Now, as we know, this is not a polished stream slash transmission whatsoever, so just bear with me while I go and put the link in the thingy. That's the technical language, so I'll just let you watch the rain while I do it, so just bear with me.
There is some rain in this session, so watch out for slippery curves and remember to brake earlier.
Alright everybody, links are posted, so I should be good. Couple of early comments in there. Yep, you certainly need your raincoat. She's a bit damp or a bit moist out there. Yeah, water sports, correct?
20 seconds.
Exo, certainly, and yeah, jet ski racing, so please have your life preservers on and or your floaties, whatever your flavour is, either or. But let's have a look. I've got to figure out where I put my other glasses, but this is all good. What can go wrong? Unfortunately, Trev had baby duties tonight, so we've gone from the penthouse to the bear house, so we all know how that rolls. Now, obviously qualifying was last night. Get rid of the map in the middle there. There we go. A little bit better. I think that's better. Soon find out. So Side Dog got pole from Willstar. Chipperton in third. K-Man fourth. Brett Want fifth. Minty Fresh Matt in sixth. Aaron in seventh. Gordo in eighth. Morgo in nine. And Bits Missing rounding the top 10, and it is good to see that we have a variety of cars this week. It isn't the Audi show, which is nice to see. So we have a smattering of Aston Martins, Janettas, some Porsche, pretty wanting the trusty old Chev. Got the old girl out. We got the couple of AMGs in 9 and 10, so it's a good assortment of cars. And then we go through VTEC Adam, which throws me every week. Doesn't drive a Honda, but anyway, moving on. Stu Wilson, M. Harris, Shamrock, Gaza, Shawnee Fuller, Metal, Triple X Krakatoa, Freelick and Jimbo. From positions 11 to 20, and we've got a couple of Alpines make an appearance in that order. And then we have Little Mac, or a KO Mac. We got Rocky NZ. Changed the name to THX, Rocky NZ. Must have got banned somewhere. Only joking. Ruse rumours. Never any truth to them. Well, mostly. We got Sour Star, Bounty in 24, and then Edge rounding out the 25th spot. So field at 25. Got a couple of McLarens. Oh, I'm an idiot. One of those McLarens is me. So Rocky NZ is actually the lone McLaren. So we're coming up to the start at the moment. So I better do my job, and we'll jump on Willstar for the start of the race, hopefully. There we go. Bob's your uncle, Martha's your auntie. Here we go, wet. So 11 turn circuit, it's going to be tight. We've gone from the longest pit to the shortest pit. So Side Dog strategically sitting out wide, looking for the wind to get the tide. And the current flow out wide. So here we go. We're getting ready.
Green light, go, go, go.
And we've got a green light. Here we go. And away we go for the final of season 16. Side Dog holding me inside line through turn 1. Be careful, it does close out on you. We're all being gentlemen through here, it looks like. The camera angle looks a bit wackety-woo. We'll look at that. Willstar has tucked in behind Side Dog. Looks like he's run a little bit wide. We'll see if we can change that camera angle a bit. Everybody moving around, so just bear with me. Could be anything here while it sorts out the order. And we're on board with K-Man, so no. That's how wet it is. So we'll just have a look. The sound's most probably absolutely abhorrent. That's okay. I love this corner here. It's blind, so it takes a lot of testicular fortitude to get through that in the dry, let alone the wet. K-Man, I don't know. That is some difficult view there. So here we go. We'll see if this camera angle is any better. Hopefully it is. Going through the chicane for the first time. Now we are here for 2 hours, 120 minutes. So track limits and whatever else will play a part, I would say. So it looks like we've got through relatively unscathed. I would suggest it looks like there's a bit of action down the back there. Yellow flag. Looks like Rocky NZ has a drive-through. I don't know how that happened so early, but all good. So we get through the first lap. Side Dog is leading through lap 1. So let's see, make sure we don't get any other camera angles that are available. Maybe that's just how it is on this track. Oh no, sorry people. Amateur hour yet again. There we go, we'll try that one, see how we go. I don't think it's any better. Alright, we'll try that. See, give that a whirl. Alright, with the front runners at the moment, Side Dog going through the chicane down the, I will call it the back straight. The little mini back straight, hard on the brakes into this hairpin. Easy to run wide, understeer. He does not though, on the power nicely in the Ginetta. Now, thinking the Ginetta will be the car to have tonight. This circuit certainly does lend itself to that. It's a long way to go, so these guys will be settling in. There is no particular hurry. Willstar will be just concentrating on staying in contact with Side Dog at the moment. Now it's all up for grabs at this stage from what I'm led to believe. So I'll go to my trusty photo that I took earlier of who's in what. So again, this requires a glasses swap. Because, hey, why would I? Alright, so for the pro drivers fighting for the championship tonight, we have Side Dog, Matt Simmons, M. Harris, Willstar, and it would have been Eagle Wind. Now, Eagle Wind is an interesting omission tonight. Now, a lot of rumours swirling around where he could be. Some say he's getting a mankini wax, some say he's not. Some say that he couldn't rely on Morgo to do the shake and bake. So he had some levels of concern given it's a bit of a GRT love fest up front, and he needed his wingman. But Morgo did a maverick and left his wingman. But that's just a rumour, just saying. So interesting, so it'll be a battle of four, Side Dog, Mindy Fresh, M. Harris and Willstar. Interesting here, I would say it's going to be a two-horse race, Willstar and Side Dog. I think it's a flip of a coin, to be honest. I mean, Side Dog's got the racing face on tonight, that's for sure. I don't know what I've done with this car following angle tonight, but I don't know if there's a better one. Sorry guys, I will look at it. But we'll see what happens as this plays out, and we will get into some battles. Like, let's be honest, I've got a while to go through them all. For the Pro-Am drivers, we got K-Man, Gaz, Shawnee Fuller, Chipperton, Triple X Krakatoa. So, at the moment, interesting, K-Man and Chipperton end to end. Shawnee Fuller's he's worked his way up into 13th. So, you know, he's not going to be out of it. Gaz is around here somewhere. He is down in 18th at the moment. But Gaz seems to do the old Harry Houdinis and seems to magically appear by the end of the race. So, like, I'm not too perturbed. I mean, we're only 7 minutes into the race. So we've got a bucket load of time. It is raining cats and dogs. Side Dog right there, so fairly interesting. So we are spacing out a little bit, to be expected in the wet, but we'll see how we go. So let's, well, the camera works on that one. Just get on board with, so Morgo's on the back of Jimbo here. Jimbo in the Ginetta, Morgo in the AMG. Now, We come down to turn 1 now. Turn 1, no, not turn 1, yeah, this coming down into turn 1. So turn 1 will be interesting later on when we have the pit stops. We can just see the pit entry exit. Whoops. Go from there and correct Cobb. He is P&L royalty. Lead by example. Thought he was closing up. He has dropped 4 tenths to Jimbo there. Jimbo's put the hammer. He said, Harry, I'm hitting the hammer. So he's hit the hammer and given it a bit of a run away. He's pulling away from Morgo at the moment. So we'll keep going down the order to see if there's any battles closing in. And we do maybe have, well, Shamrock was, but he is now, so we'll go to Triple X Krakatoa, one of our Triple X in his Alpine standard issue. He is putting a bit of pressure on the Bitsa Missin AMG. Again, standard issue for Bitsa. He is closing right up now, starting to put a little pressure on. He's not going to win the drag race down, I don't know, in the middle of a blue flag, of course we are. Not going to win the drag race. We'll close up under brakes in this chicane. Nicely done. Not going to get any track limits there. Getting a bit of a run down into the hairpin. All the names are there. That's not going to be annoying all night. So nicely, tightly done there by Krakatoa. Getting a bit of a run now on the outside. Going to be putting a bit of pressure on. And I should have turned these name tags off, but South's getting out of the road nicely. Around the final hairpin. Here we go. So he's closed right up under. Now this might be where the Alpine will get a bit of a run on here for Bitsa, and Bitsa's going to have to defend strongly. Into turn 1. Turn 1 sort of turns back on itself somewhat. Easy to outbrake yourself, get a bit carried away. But now we start the downhill run. Now, this circuit, this is one of the best features of the circuit, the old downhill run. It's all about rhythm and line. Triple X looking a bit wide there. That really does compromise your run later on through this back end and uphill here. Now this, I think it'll be turn, I'm going to say 6 up the top of the hill here. Can be quite tricky because you can generally brake a little bit too early because you don't take into account the upward slope. And then the gutsiest corner that we have, it's blind. And I'll tell you who's coming to join the party is old Abracadabra Gaz. He is joining the back of this train here, just lurking in the corner. He is. Gazza in the Janetta. So we've got AMG, Alpine, Janetta. And I'll tell you what, it could be a case that Gordo might be joining it and bringing the Aston into the mix here. So this could get quite interesting quite quickly. It is wet weather. We'll keep going through, having a bit of a look. Old Minty Fresh. Here we go. He's in the Porsche. Standard issue red livery, option 1. So Minty Fresh will be wanting to work his way through traffic. Obviously qualifying didn't work out too well for him, I would suggest, from his grid position this evening. So he's got a bit of work to do about himself, but had a win last week. Great win. Looked good behind the wheel. Obviously would have got a bit of a boost in confidence there. So, you know, he's not going to be too worried. 2-hour race, a lot can go wrong for others in the running. So, you know, he's most probably what he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 14. So he's maybe 15 seconds behind, 20 seconds behind the leaders. But that's okay. There could be track limits or anything that go on here. So I would say we'd like to see Minmat close up under brakes here, which he does. So he's closed up under the rear wing of AA Ron in the Janetta. Let's see if he can put a little pressure in this last hairpin turn before we get down the front straight. He doesn't close up too much. Aaron keeping it nice and tight, looking good. So we've got a bit of a drag race. We've got the Chev, we've got the Janetta, we've got the Porsche. So we've got a wide variety. Here we go, all into turn one, lads. All behave yourself, which they do. Looking good. Aaron meeting the sandwich here at the moment. He's still wanting to attack Freddy Want, but he does have Minty Fresh in the back there for company, and he's going to know that he is going to be as keen as mustard. Now, it's a bit interesting here because old Aaron is SAR teammate to Amaris. So he'll be wanting to say, you know, look, I know Amaris is back in 12th, but, you know, how can I impact? And I say impact, not as in, you know, going to, but how can I help out my teammate? You know, can I be the cork in the bottle? Can I defend stoically and cost Mint Mat time, which then makes it a GRT. We'll make it a GRT bare knuckle fight up front. Looks like Psydog's pulling out a little bit more time on Will Star at the moment in the Aston. So we'll see what happens with this. That seems to be the status quo. Bounty's putting a bit of pressure on VTech. VTech, I really need to see you in the Honda next year. Here we go, he's going to have a little look down the inside. No, he's not. He thought better of it. Janetta on Janetta. So it looks like we are in for wet weather, wet weather, wet weather. Very, very interesting. So Bounty again not closing up. So we'll keep going through. Morgo back to 16th, so missed something there with what's happened to Morgo. So very, very interesting that he's down in 16th. Gordo's outbraked himself in the background there and gone a bit loopy-loop. So that's okay. He'll get back onto the track and restart and start making his way through. Whoops. There. So I don't know what's happened there. And EXO. Oh, Copperpool moist. How many times can I say moist tonight? Next to the bed and oh, jeez. Everybody, it's nice knowing EXO. He's Morgo into the pits. It looks like he is hot flied back to the pits. So has he blown another engine? I do not know, but he is back in the old pitaroonies, so that's never a good sign. So he may have called it a night. Yep, he is disconnected, so that could be the night. I don't know what's happened there for Morgo. Hopefully we will find out. So we're down to a 24 car field. South is still going around. He's 2 laps down. Oh, and got Freelick going and cutting some grass out there. Hello infield, how you going? So let's go back down to the front here. Have a bit of a look. There's Psydog doing it nicely at this stage. Will Star looking a bit loosey-goosey down the back there. But Psydog looking very planted. So this is very interesting. He's making a run for freedom early. So you'd think tyre wear is not going to be a huge issue around this track. You would think, yeah, it could be just the one stop. They should be able to carry enough fuel for the entirety of the first sesh, depending on how you go. So it looks like it's still going to rain the little while. So we got the outdoor temperatures a comfortable 14 degrees. Freelick doing some brilliant blue flag work there. Track temperature is 18. So going to be wanting to run those tyres a little bit higher PSI to keep the heat in them, I would think, or I'm just making that up, whatever the case may be. So Mint Matt, so here we go, he's still stuck in the train. So Mini Matt is still behind Aaron at the moment. So that gap is fluctuating up and down. He seems to get a bit of a run on, so he'll just be waiting for an opportunity. He's certainly putting pressure on. Oh, he's run wide there. We'll go. Oh, doesn't look like that camera angle. Oh, he has. He has gone and done a Lando Norris and cut a bit of grass. Rocky NZ getting out of the way, cutting some grass. Okay, fellas, stay on the black stuff. That is where the action happens. If you stay on it, that's my hint to you all. So I've got Bounty closing up on VTEC once again. 0.7 the margin. So if he can get a good run out of here, he may, which he has not, so he won't be close enough to have a look under brakes. So BHR versus PRT, so there's no love lost there, and will certainly be no walk through there for him. So Gaza is right on the back of Triple X Krakatoa. He's tried to close up under brakes. Ooh. So I don't think he'll get a track limit for that. He may. Let's see if we can jump on board with him. This will be risky. What can go wrong with this? I say nothing. And oh, that's taking me to Cayman. Freelick again. Freelick, stay on the course. Golly gosh darn. Somebody that we are missing tonight is my favourite driver. You know, our Polish driver. Poland's #1 driver is not here tonight. Hopefully he's back next season. Get him on there. Certainly for our Polish audiences. So here we go. This view doesn't seem so bad. No, that's just terrible. Working hard in the big Chev, taking time to get the power down. Why not the big Chev? Is there a better sounding car in the game? If there is, I don't know about it. You cannot. Well, that would explain why you're all over the shop, ready? Like, turn your wipers on, champion. Whoop, 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 whoop. Commentator's curse. My bad. Oh, my giddy aunt. Why is there no wipers? So much. He must be on bonnet view. That would be a stroke of genius. There we can see Aaron in the background there. Oh no, that's not Aaron. Who's that? Is it Aaron? Could be Aaron. It is Aaron. What am I talking about? I've got nothing. So he's right in the gross funky stuff. So his wipers going 9 the dozen. Old Brady One, he's just using the force here. That's why we call him P&L's Yoda. Wipers of the wusses, that's what he says. XO, absolute clangers in the chat. Get into it, I can. Here we go. Older Aaron closing up again under the Chev. Ready to get on the power nice and early, he does. Just drawing using that raw power of the Chev. Sounding beautiful too, FYI. positioning himself up for the chicane. Well defended. Certainly the Janetta would be licking a slip. Oh, Aaron, he's gone onto the grass. And certainly give him a bit of breathing room there. There we go, we'll leave that at that. It was looking good there for a while. I was getting a bit excited. Thought we were going to get a bit of action. Let's see if we can work our way through. Psydog is working his way through. That's who we're trying to get to. Hopefully, sometime soon. Gaza, bounty. It'll be, hey, there we go. Whoops. So here we go. What we're going to do is we'll stay a couple of laps with Psydog just to see the legend at work. See the wheel work, the pedal work. Look at the startle power down. He has the touch of kitty soft paws. For those who know Gato del Bottas, commonly referred to as Puss in Boots, kitty soft paws. You didn't even know she was taking stuff off you. That's what Psydog's got, that touch. You don't even know he's pressing the throttle. Look at that. That is smooth. That is like your first shave. It is as smooth as you like. It's like glass. There we go. Around the last hairpin. Nice tight line. So what we'll do is we'll stay on board here with Psydog. I'll shut up for a minute while he does a lap. So that is a lap with Psydog. Amazing to watch that. You can see the subtleties in the pedal work there. Bit of trail braking into some corners. You know, the finesse of the accelerator coming out. Making sure he doesn't get on the power too early. Like, it's certainly special to watch, that is for sure. So we'll go back to the garage, jump back on board. So he's got his gap out now is to 5.3 seconds. We'll start, I would say, jump on board with him. So he's most probably doing it comfortably at the moment. You know, certainly just plodding along. So he's got a comfortable back, so he's a comfortable gap back towards K-Man. So really he's just running his own race, maintaining that gap now, I would think. He would have got into a rhythm now. Feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Get on up, it's on time. That's a nod to obviously Cool Runnings. For those that don't know, great movie, watch it. Obviously based on the Jamaican bobsled team. But yeah, we'll start. Hopefully, we'll put some pressure on Side Dog tonight, and we'll hopefully see a little bit of action as we get to the latter stages, which is what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking anybody's taken any sort of cuts at all, but you know, track limits are going to be, I think, the killer here. So we've got K-Man currently in 3rd place. So at this stage he's looking good for the Pro-Am. He's certainly going around the outside of Adge. Adge beautifully sticking to the inside line, letting K-Man through. We still haven't seen Pit Lane Havoc yet, which I'm sure when we start getting our mass exodus of pit stops, that will certainly play a big part on that exit to pit lane. It may be short, but it will be mighty. And I'm not saying people are doing it on purpose, but people will get a little bit, it just happens organically. So yeah, Chipperton, I was almost going to jump over the top of him. That's a bit rude. So he's got Pretty Want for company. So Chipperton will be going, I really need to hang on to this, because there is a little bit of a gap back between him and K-Man. So he'd have the voodoo doll out. He'd be hoping, he's got no wingman there. Oh, Pretty Want, there's a bit of a mistake, got on the power too early. He gave it the hippie shake. So the big Chev makes its way through the chicane. Should be alright. Neither of them should get track limits on that. Here comes the Porsche though, coming to have a little bo peep. No, it does not get it done. Porsche looking way more settled in the wet than the big Chev, which is to be expected. The big Chev, she's a big girl. She's certainly got the hippie shakes on. So it looks like we've got the back marker again, caught up, catching up to Ad. Alright, that was a big message from Exo about the infamous HDMI. For those that don't know, Exo's machine is, I don't know, he's not had much luck with it, we can safely say. So this is the last ditch attempt at getting it done, I think, with the old dodgy HDMI. So, I mean, this will be visit 487 for it. So hopefully they get it done though for him, because we do need to see him back on track. Right, okay, plumber's flux, yep, that's not good. Yeah, that's never a good sign using something that you would use at a plumber's shop on computer hardware, but anyway. So it looks like Brady Want's made a bit of a get out of jail. Chipperton's had the commentator's curse put on him, so he is not happy, Jan. I was talking him up, and all I've done is invited AA Ron, Minty Fresh and Jimbo to the party. So he's going to have a voodoo doll of old bear, I would suggest, because I've put the hoodoo on him. So it looks like this could be soon be a little soiree. Looked like old Mini Matt was having a bit of a look in the mirrors of AA on there, so we might jump on board with old Minty Matt, old Minty Fresh. I think he should get sponsored by Colgate or somebody, Oral-B even, saying that's a possibility. And that goes back to Side Dog, so we'll work our way through again. Oh. came in. Looks like a bit of a gap there. So we'll keep working our way through. Auto metal steel, bit of colour missing on that. Will star, no, going alright. Rocky NZ. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh, here we go. Jimbo, that's who we should maybe have a bit of a look at. Oh, Chipperton and somebody else, and Aaron. They have gone all over the shop. We just got the tail end of that. That's never good. So there's been a coming together, which has let Mint Matt through. He's got 2-for-1 deal there. That is, we just missed that. Flicking through, trying to get you some on board with Mint Matt, which we now do have. So we've got Jim. We'll look back and see if Jimbo can close back up. So we'll just see what happens. So they're lapping within 0.2 of each other. So that's not bad. We'll stay on board with Midbat here. I'll let you just listen to the work that he does and the lines that he takes. What's happened there? That's not good. I think something's happened to my connection, maybe? I do not know what's happened there. I will, apologies for that. I'll have to jump back on board to change the camera angle, so just bear with me. Alright, so that's the camera. Again, I think it's a bit of a poor one, but we'll work with what we've got. So it'll be a bit of a guesstimate of what happens on some of them. As we got the racing cams there. So we'll go down, have a look at... let's go through the field. Let's have a bit of a sound off, I think. So we got Psydog obviously out in front, holding... was 5.6 second lead. There you go, it's down to 8.93 now. Over Will Star. K-Man in third again, killing it. Little Akayomak getting out of the road there, nicely done. Freddie Want currently holding down 4. Mint Matt in 5th. Jimbo in 6th. Aaron 7th. Chipton 8th. Harris just going about his business in the old Alpine. Currently in 9th. So he's certainly, again, just chipping away now. So that's good. Got Bounty PRT, El Capitan in the top 10. So PRT at the moment, the next Medal and Gordo. So I need to see there's a bit of a change there. We've got Triple X in standard issue Alpine, looking it round like it's on rails. A little bit of damage on the front there, so he's gone a bit tappity tap on someone at the moment from that as a rough guesstimate. So that'll certainly not be making that little Alpine easy to drive. And obviously clearly affect the aero at some point. And we've got VTech Adams starting to close that gap up to him in 12th. Stu Wilson currently in 13th. Shamrock in 14th. Just lapped by Willstar then. Bits are missing in 15th. So we've got Medal and Gordo. So these two guys will most probably be working together to drag each other along. You certainly wouldn't have to defend against your teammate. Then we've got Adge pumping round in the big Chev in 18th. Oh, Big Mac has seen better days. That car is looking rough. Reminds me of nope. Is those tyres even pointing the right way? I don't think they are, but Big Mac, look at that. My friend, you are going to need more than turtle wax to buff that thing out. We've got, what, an hour and 20 left, and I reckon you're going to have about an hour and 40 minutes worth of damage on that bad boy. That's unlucky. I don't know whether he's been involved in an incident or said g'day to a wall. But I would be suggesting he's getting that repaired and we'll be back out on track soon-ish. Freelick, good to see you on the track. Every time I've crossed to you since, you've been on the grass and not being a jerk. Oh, there we go. Thank you, sir. Still plodding away there in 20th spot. Good to see. Nice blue flag work there, letting people through. Excellent to see. And that's what is great to see. People persisting through. Got Rocky NZ keeping in company there in the background. 2 seconds back. So in the wet, that's going to be a pretty close battle. So Rocky NZ in the only McLaren of the night. Sourster in 22nd. And Gaza, for whatever reason, is back in 23rd. So we've missed something there. The Gaz has gone all the way back to 23rd. Whether he's had a spin, that's all I can think of. Had a bit of a spin, but we will see. But we'll go sit on some action for a while. So Mint Matt's within half a second of Brady One. That's most probably the closest battle we've got on track. So I'm just going to have, let's see, last time I jumped on board, it had a bit of a meltdown, so I won't jump on board with Mint Matt, but we will just stay with this fight, see how it develops. He's got it down to 4/10, so he's certainly giving it a bit of a hello. And using the tighter turning radius of the port against the Chev. So Freddie wanted to be getting on the power a little bit earlier, chewing up the back tyres, turn around. Freelick there, stuck at the hairpin. So Brady want not quite getting the purchase required, which is inviting Minty Fresh down the inside. These two guys are absolute professionals. so won't be touching, and they do not. And you know what? I think that... Oh, too wide through here is never going to work. Oh, crikey Moses. And Freddie Wanders kept that on the track somehow. You, sir, are a frickin' maniac. Both of you are great to watch, make no mistake. Had the adrenaline pumping at 11 then, thinking to myself, oh, we're about to see Minty Fresh get launched into the stratosphere. But they do not, because you know why? Ultimate professionals. Take a picture, lads. That is close quarters racing done on a full gentleman mode. So they have dead set fought tooth and nail for that position. Not even touched. Play on, boys. Play on. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ball boys. And I'll tell you what, Brady once most probably got himself... that would have to go close to a track limit, surely. It'd be a travesty of justice if that was not a track limit. But I digress. I'm just a humble commentator. Not to do with the stewards or anything with the race. Just my opinion. And what do we know? Bear's opinion counts for everyone. No, not really. Alright, Mindy Matt completing another lap. 45 minutes in, pretty much. So, currently holding down 5th spot. Psydog, being an absolute beast, has it out to, let's say, 15 seconds at least. So we'll jump on board with Psydog for a sec. Yeah, he is showing a clean pair of heels. Absolute clean pair of heels. He is showing certainly class. You would think he's narrowing towards on favourite for the to win season 16 here. But you know, in Australia we love a good tall poppy syndrome, so anything could happen, and often does. So we'll go back to Harris. He seems to be closing in on his prey, and closing in he is indeed. He's about to go, hello Mr. Chipperton, I'm here for a visit. So we'll see what happens here. So we'll just stay on this. I'll just take a 2-second break. So we'll just stay with this action. Sorry about that little delay. It's past the old man's bedtime. Struggling without my, I'll say my sidekick, but I think it's the other way around. It's a comedy duo. But M. Harris must have been involved in some sort of shenanigans with Bounty and or Chipperton. So I don't know who was to blame with who, but we're on board with the closest little soiree on the track at the moment. On board with Bounty as he closes in on the rear of Chipperton, who gets a bit sideways. That's going to compromise, obviously, calling the Captain Obvious out, and he has sensibly given up the position. Didn't get in the road too much of Bounty, and Bounty did not even touch him on this occasion. Sorry, Bounty, I thought it was funny. Huh, sort of is. No, I'm only joking. You know, come on. Commentator's got to make it interesting. So the track is crying out, maybe. The rain is not intensifying, it's getting less. So we've got an hour and 10 left. So does that mean we are going to see a little bit of dry action at the end? Interesting thought. Could be interesting. Put the cat amongst the pigeons. Psydog is running away. 14 now. Let's call it 15 seconds and then some. Mint Matt up into 4. So he is he's on a bit of a mish. So let's watch that gap. 6.7 on lap whatever we're on. At the 109 mark. So let's see what he gets that down to. And then he'll have, it will be Herculean if he can get out of third and catch these guys. There's 30-second gap and then some. So, I mean, if he does it, holy bajolies, he will be better than Hercules. Let me give you the red hot tip. So we're starting to see a couple of the guys down the back end of the field have made their pit stop. So you would think that, 3 laps down, still circulating though. That's what I like, and that's what this, online racing's about. Yep, it hasn't worked out perfect, but you know what? I'm now competing against myself. Are my laps consistent? Are they better than the one before? Am I learning something from it? So Souster in 19th, so we definitely know he's going to beat Ty Morgo for sure. Because he, I think he might have disconnected through separation anxiety from his left-hand man, the D-roller. And I think that's most probably fairly accurate. Like, you never, on too many occasions, can you tell me when if you haven't seen a D-roller, you never see a Morgo. It's like they hunt in pairs. Like the raptors of the league, I will go as far to say. Interesting theory. We could take it one step further, and he's really D-roller Ty Morgo. There you go. Let that sit with you. Are they one in the same? I don't know. So many questions. And you know what? We don't get the answers. Alright. Enough of a silly ruse rumour that was. Well, it's not silly because it's ruse rumours. And we know ruse rumours aren't silly. So, let's have we got 7 minutes before we're going to recap. So we'll keep going through, see where the battles are. And they are all spacing out. That is not good news. There we go, on board with M. Harris. He has gone ask the Leyland brothers. He's about to get lapped by Psydog, so let's jump on and watch the pro at work. Look at it, it's like watching a surgeon making open heart surgery. Look at the precision of this guy. It is next level. Like, I look at my own driving, I think, mate, you're a precise son of a gun. But I tell you what, this is comparing me to Rochelle Painters and Van Gogh here. That is the skill difference. Here we come up to the blind corner. Common sense will prevail. M. Harris will move across on this little mini back straight, I would suggest. Unless he's got a mate in GRT, which he would not. Otherwise, he would have punted him 8 feet sideways to help out a teammate. Both on the anchors, nice and late. Nice lines, very tidy, lads. Super tidy. And I mean, you just see the class difference. I mean, don't get me wrong, M. Harris, great driver, but you can just see how top drivers just eking out that little tenth of a second here, 2/10 there. When you put it all in the mixing bowl and put it in the oven 30 minutes, it comes, all those little bits here and there become significant margins, and those margins are important. And that, I'm just spewing absolute crap. Obviously, I can't even remember what I was saying. I was lost in my story. It was a bloody good one, but it does. All those little bits that we can say, you know, like that's great in race time. So we move on. So, and you can just see that's why you end up with the gaps that we do, because these guys take the little tenths, and those little tenths, when you add them all together, become a bucket load of time. Alright, looking super smooth. Hey, on board with Wheelstar in the, I was going to say Alpine, Fiaton. So 104 left on the clock, holding there out to 16.5. That's okay. Still chipping away. 16.5. You would still think that still well within contact. So what we'll do is 104. What we'll do is we'll stay on board with Wheelstar here as he comes through the back of the circuit, and just see his handiwork as he does a lap for us. So we'll go around the penultimate hairpin before we get to turn 10. So, and then he'll reach up to turn 11, and we'll just see him complete a lap. It's a bit more than a lap with Will Star, sorry about that. Alright, let's go through the order of the hour mark. So we have Psydog holding down position 1, has done it from the green light. So he's doing a bit of a Oscar Piastri, somebody going 9 miles sideways there in the background. So Psydog looking comfortable at the moment. Certainly if he can keep this going with an hour to go, you would say the crown is going across the Tasman to him. So we have Will Star, who we were just on board with, holding down second currently. Now these guys haven't done any of their pit stops, so that might change it. I mean, it could be something catastrophic happen as they exit that pit, but let's hope not. K-Man is holding down third spot. So, and there you go, K-Man, the first of the big boys to come into the pits. So let's see where he spits out. So Mint Matt will now inherit that spot. He was currently fourth when we were having a look. We got Aaron in fifth. Jimbo is currently holding down sixth spot. Getting into a routine. Brady Want has slipped back, so obviously something's happened with P&L's Yoda doing a bit of sideways action for the fans. Currently holding down 7th. Bounty in 8th. Would be happy with that. Currently staying in the top 10. Chipperton currently in 9th spot. What happened to him to drop out of that little sectional at the time? I'd be interested in going back and having a bit of a look, or because I think it's interesting to see what happened. But we will wait and see. Looks like then K-Man seems to have come out in traffic just behind Chipperton, I would think. Yep, there you go. So this is currently 4th position. So Chipperton doesn't really... I suppose Chipperton would gain a little bit because he is in the battle for the Pro-Am. So if I'm Chipperton, that is the widest Porsche known to man, and certainly would not be making life easy for K-Man. See if we can force some track limits or something along those lines to get him, bring him back. Looks like the rain is increasing in about 7 minutes, so the luck of having any sort of dry running, I won't say is diminishing at a great rate of knots, but I'm somewhat concerned with more wet weather incoming. So then we have... So Willstar Wallaby jabbering like an old turd has pitted, and he has come out in 4th. So Aaron's in the pit, Freddie Want's in the pit. So we're starting to see some of the big boys now come into their pit stops. So we'll see where this all rolls out for them all. Very interesting. So M. Harris currently top 10 still. Got Stu Wilson there, currently in 11th. Medal is holding down 13th. Pretty sure I said VTech Adam. Shamrock is 14th. Triple X Krakatoa holding down 15th. Adge is currently holding down 16th. So not too bad for Adge. would be happy with that. At the moment, looking for more improvement, I would say. Rocky NZ in the old McLaren. So he used to be quite popular in this category, but given this, I'm surprised we don't see a Ginetta field. But that's just me. Would be very, very interesting if we did. Then we have Sou'wester, Gordo, Akeo Mac, Freelich, and Gaz's here. Rounding out the top 22, so Gazza again into the pits, hopefully doing his pit stop. So I guess, what was I going to say? Doesn't matter. Can't be important because I can't think of it. So that is alright. Everybody is spaced out, so we'll jump on board the K-Man Chipperton battle. Now, K-Man does his pit stop, which is fine, but at the end of the day, it's still for track position. So Chipperton, even though he's sort of got the pit stop to do, still doesn't have to give up anything on this form. On this racetrack, sorry. I've been doing a job application today, so I'm mixing my words up for this a new job. Anyway, I digress into boring stuff. That's why I commentated tonight, because I couldn't write anymore. I had officially got writer's block, and I was starting to type crap. So rather than type it, I may as well speak it. Chipperton has gone a bit too tight on that hairpin, so I'm going to dare say K-Man should have him here under brakes. Oh, Chipperton's gone wide. He's gone real wide. Oh, mate. That is reminds me of my backside in about 82, 83. It was that wide after having about 7 Big Macs. So yeah, he's gone fairly wide there, old K-Man. Not K-Man, Chipperton. Just laying blame to some random third party. So Side Dog's come in. He's pitted now. So we've missed the Ranger pit stop. So we've got Side Dog, he's pitted. Will Star's pitted. So Mint Matt's still out there. Bounty up in 5th, but he hasn't pitted yet. So he's 12.5 seconds back. So you would think that he would be pitting, and we should be able to pick where he's going to drop out. But certainly the Ginettas are ruling the roost a little bit tonight. Whoop, there's Adge in the background again. Whoop, the other way, Adge. Turn round, son. Certainly getting a bit of action out of that last hairpin. All the young blokes getting a bit eager for the pedal. Just need to relax and let it flow. But we will see. Alright. So let's bear with me 2 seconds. Let's stay on board with this time, because it is the final round of the season. Just trying to give a lap with people while the racing is spread out, rather than just talking trash with myself. So we'll stay on board with Gordo for a lap, I would say. So we'll get a lap and a half out of Gordo, so no pressure, Gordo. It better be the best damn lap you've ever put out. So going around that blind corner, very, very important there to take a chunk. Because if you don't take a chunk, you're going to pay the price. But yeah, we'll stick with a lap with Gordo. So just let's sit back, relax, and enjoy a bit of Gordo action. here we go. Some lappage with Gordo. Who else can we go through? A KO Mac. We haven't seen a KO see him randomly through the day. So let's stick with the lap with a KO here as he comes onto the back straight. So keeping it nice and tidy through there. If there has been EXO, I certainly agree with you. The blue flag work for such a small circuit has been quite good actually. Truth be known, everybody's been getting out of the way best they could with the wet. And it looks like the rain is back, so floaties and jet skis are the call of the order of the day. As Mac comes through the penultimate turn 10, heading up to start his correct Noxie. It is very moist out here, to say the least, and it's getting moisterer. He's getting more moist in about 7 minutes, so it's getting heavy again. Some beautiful British weather. Could crack about 1,000 jokes about the moisture levels out there, but we shan't. Well, not yet anyway. We've got 46 minutes left, so we've got plenty of time to do that. So just watching a KO go through here. Not too bad, keeping it reasonably tight through some of these turns. Coming up onto the uphill. Shenanigans. Correct. Nobody likes... anyway, god damn. Coming up into the uphill section here. Hopefully on the hangers nicely, gets a bit of the inside, very important to do that. Gets a little bit of understeer onto the back straight, but he is giving it everything and still turning round. So of the people down this end of town, only Adge is left not to have pitted or getting a bit loosey-goosey there. A KO as he comes out of the chicane. So it looks like we've got a bit of action starting to happen. Gaps are closing up. So we'll jump on board with M. Harris. He's closed right up on old Chippy Tarn. So let's see what he can do here with the little Alpine go-kart. You would think that he's going to make a bit of a move at the bottom of the hill, because this is where the Alpine shines. Sunshine on a rainy day. Here we go, keeping it nice and tight through turn 1, being careful not to get on the old power too early. And look at that. Look at that. Dang it. TMI. TMI? Yep. TMI. Old Exo sitting there in his red panties, which he's famous for, the old Sexo. So M. Harris getting it done on Chipperton, making it look way too easy. Reminds me of my dating life in 85-86. That's how easy that looked. Alright, Mint Matt still, where is he in regards to K-Man? Do we have a visual? K-Man get a bit Raggedy Ann there, and I would say that that's Adge giving K-Man permutations, and he's doing his best Lando Norris impression, and oh my giddy aunt, it has brought Mint Matt into the equation. Let's jump on board with Mint Matt if we can. Let's try and drive. Commentator's curse, he gets a bit squirrely out of there. Naturally we're not on board with Mint Matt, because why would we want to be? Because this game is rocking. No. Could be over by the time we get to him, but it's not. So 1.2 now, so all that effort for diddly squire. But let's jump on board with him. see what's happening. The volume will be obviously disproportionate because this is not what we usually do. There you go, try and get a better view for you, but that is not it. But that gives you an idea of the skill set of these drivers with the onboards, that this is what they're seeing. So he's seeing a fair bit of rain here, and that is the plume that is derived from these wet tyres. So we'll put it here. You can't quite see the wheel work like, not the wheel work, the pedal work like we did with Sidog. So we might just try and cycle through. Very interesting angles there. Matt not quite close enough to get anything done at the moment, so we'll return to the garage and stick with him, see what he does. As soon as the camera goes off, he'll be back on his backside. So who have we got down through the order? Not a lot going on. Hey Aaron, I've spoken about him a fair few times tonight. So we will stick on board with Aaron. He is the BP of the night. He is the quiet achiever. He's just been plodding along, minding his own business, staying out of trouble. So yeah, interesting. Car still looks brand new. So we'll watch a bit of his work. So yeah, I'll just shut up and let you watch his work. Alright, so we've just seen some laps with Aaron there. Just trying to give everybody a little bit of airtime tonight. I mean, Sidog here, we haven't seen him for a little while, but he is running away with it. He is showing a clear set of heels, that is for sure. So the gap has just widened hand over fist. You know, barring a cataclysmic event, you would think that it's hard to see Sidog going to get rolled tonight. So K-Man is closing up on the back of, it looked like Matt, but I think, oh, the Pret Wong Camaro. Bloody hell. The day I do that Burra Dog is the day you find colour on your teams. No, alright, we can do that. On board, jeez Louise, here we go. Bloody technical, here we go. Let's drive. No, that's not worked. Treat at all, as usual. Flicking through. Hopefully none of you get motion sickness. There we go. The Brady Wong Camaro. Alright, well I'll go to the pits while we stay on board with Brady Wong. So there you go. Oh my gosh. Surely this is a G-up. It is dead set a G-up. He has stayed on track all night. And we've dead set. He is bloody put us into a snowstorm. What has happened there? He's had a disconnect. Oh, Burra's requested it. And he's dead set got sniped from about 18 kilometres away. Brady Want having a classic Brady Want night. Super consistent. Oh, can we jump on board? No worries, mister. Oh, who else do we want to take out? Oh, that bloody Jimbo guy looks a bit dodgy. Crikey Moses. Oh, absolutely sniped. Let's see if there's the only other Camaro going around is Adge. And let me tell you, that could be a scary ride because Adge is a bit of a loose unit. There you go. Alright, we'll do a lap or so with Adge. I can't guarantee you what'll happen because he is leading the license point championship. So the guys are a loose unit, but let's stay on board with Adge. I'll be back in a sec. hasn't seemed to have taken anybody out, so that's, I don't know, but it sounds pretty good. He's got maybe Shamrock in the background there. I can tell you what, Burrow, like if I was on there would be no lockout, let me tell you. I would launch the Bear missile, let me tell you. Only 2 of those bad boys would be getting home, let me give you the red hot tip. But yes, they have been dominant this year, the Three Musketeers. Very, very interesting to see whether the side will stay together. Sort of maybe West Tigers half backish. Can you hold on to all your star players at GRC? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe old Minty Matt wants a fresh start somewhere. FINAL-S always looking for some sketchy characters. Jump on board. I'm going to jump on board to get it back on. Whoa! Oh, I've just it. Pillar bloody Rocky NZ too. Brilliant work. Let's just change the cameras back. Whoop. Yeah, I know, right? Everybody wants to be part of the P&L family. You know why? Because we're the best team there. You know. But it is what it is, you know. Bloody, whoops. There we go. I think that's the one. So we'll get back to the garage to get back on some action. Yeah, so I mean there are rumours the silly season is upon us. So we could see some driver changes. Certainly, I know Mint Matt in the discussions that we've had with his agent, we've said we'd get Colgate involved so he can use the Minty Fresh moniker. Oral B maybe jump on board with him as well to come to P&L because that's where all the cool guys are. And EXO is maybe leaving BHR because he said he's had enough of Gaza. We're down to 20 runners, so we've lost 5 people today. 2 of them P&L because we did lose Ty Morgo and obviously Burrow sniped Brady Want. Poor bugger, got taken out innocently. Psydog has got a 32-second lead at last count, so he is absolutely murdering it tonight. There you go, 33. So 33 seconds. So my challenge to Psydog for season 17 would be the Honda. That's all I'm going to say. Drive the Honda. Look, I might even come and, I don't know. He's not really the GOAT until he's driven the Honda, Burrow, let's be honest. I mean, that's sort of like saying LeBron's the GOAT. Like, that's just crazy. Because LeBron's nowhere near as good as MJ. And I'm not saying that I'm MJ, but, you know, to prove your dominance, to be the king of the mountain, surely you got to try and tame the biggest beast. And as we know, the biggest beast on the market, and only real men drive it, is the Honda. Then that's my challenge to Psydog. Will he drive the Honda? If it's a GT3 round, I don't know, but I hope he does. See if he can tame the beast, the dragon. You know, will he be the dragon master? Oh, stop it, Maxi. I don't know where you get your info from, Maxi, but dead set. The Bear's like dialed in. I got fibre optics, you're still on dial up, my friend. I'll tell you what, Minty Fresh, P&L, he's looking yellow. You've heard it here first. So recap, Psydog, killing it. We have Daylight second. Will Star chugging away in the old Aston. 33 seconds back. He's definitely stayed out of trouble, that's for sure. He has had a bit of a Robinson Crusoe race tonight. He has been by himself for the majority of it. Mint Matt has... he's been busy. He obviously had a poor qualifying last night. That has made his race reasonably interesting. So the rain is starting to decrease, if you can call it that, with how it's coming down in sheets. But he has had to cut his way through traffic. So he's had a busier night. So he'll still be happy with the podium from back there. Jimbo has been cutting his own path as well through traffic from his qualifying position, looking for a solid race as he comes up through the furthest part of the course. Important little run, doing his Tokyo Drift impression, getting it all wrong there. Sorry Jimbo, just talking you up there for a second, I blame myself. No damage though, he's got a bit of space back to his closest next driver is Aaron in 5th, so he's got a little bit of a gap back to him. Coming up on M. Harris, so this gives you the speed of these front boys, is that they have now lapped up to soon 8th spot. So certainly the wet is the great equaliser. And if you get into a bit of trouble early, you certainly find out about it. On this sort of circuit, so small, so compact, it's brilliant for GT4s. There you go, beautiful work by M. Harris with the blue flags there, letting K-Man through as well. Well, he's let his El Capitan through. So it's obviously an SAR train there. So doing his bit for the team. So then, Side Dog's coming up on this group too. So he is absolutely flying at the moment. So there's Bounty. Look, this is just shenanigans. Look, we all know P&L for life. You know, that's how it rolls these days. Certainly your time away from the track exo certainly not helped with your contacts. Oh, Big Mac meal deal though, that is tempting. I won't lie. On board with Bounty, currently in 7th place. Harris in 8th, so we just saw him just before. We'll jump on with Side Dog to see what the old back markers do. So Side Dog's up to lapping up to 6th spot. The guy is a machine. He so has to drive the Honda. Has to. And if he wins in the Honda, then dude, like, yeah, he's the GOAT. But until you've driven a difficult car, are you really the GOAT? I don't know. Obviously the guy's super talented. Whoa! Shamrock getting out of the way, getting the lawn out there. K-Man, obviously, you know, just biding his time to get out of the road. Given the way he's driven this year, this season, he certainly is not used to the blue flag action, showing a bit of blue flag inexperience there, so that's okay, gets through it, no harm, no foul. So trying to keep a bit of Side Dog action. So up ahead, I can't quite make out who we have there just ahead. Oh, is that Aaron? I think it is Aaron. So he is absolutely carving a path at the moment. He must have a Johnson & Johnson outboard on the back of that thing. because he is absolutely flying. So what we might try and do, dare I say it, is jump on board to see how this looks when he comes up on somebody that fast. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gundam style. Here we go. Hey, Aaron. Where'd he disappear to? Oh no, there he is. I thought, don't tell me I've made somebody disconnect again. Look at that stream, and look at that, Aaron moves out of the road. Nicely done. There, then look at that, he's pulls out a distance. I don't know what he's got under the hood, but let me tell you, he's just freakish in his driving talent. Alright, bit of action there with Psydog, with the dog. Dog's in the house. Does his form coincide with the Canterbury, the Bankstown boys? I don't think it's coincident, let me tell you. Anyway, flying through, so the next person on his list will be Jimbo. So we'll come back. Jimbo is a couple of turns, well, what, about 8 seconds down the road, 7-8 seconds down the road. So we will see, given his current rate, it will be in about 3 corners, but we will come back to him. Let's have a look back through the field, see if we've got anything interesting downtown. No. 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 Ooh. Stu Wilson, VTech Adam. Looks like they're closing in on each other, so this could get a little bit tasty. Could warm the cockles of our heart with a bit of action here. Like I said, we've lost 5 runners. VTech Adam again messes with me every week. Should be in a Honda with the VTech symbol, but you know, whatevs. You identify as whatever you like. Getting a nice run through the chicane, through 8-9 there, coming down into 10, into the hairpin. Too far back to make any sort of reasonable or practical move. Keeps it nice and tight on entry, giving him maximum run on exit. Coming up to final turn 11. Again, he's just concentrating on the line, knowing that he's not going to do any meaningful damage. Stu Wilson running just a little bit wide there, running a different line. Always interesting that corner because it does have several lines. So VTech Adam now taken a chunk of time out of Stu Wilson there, approximately half a second back as we go through turn 1. So now very, very interesting section this is all about accuracy and timing. VTech Adam with a slightly different line, enough to pull it in, I think so, yes. So he survives, slightly missing the apex there, while from this dodgy camera angle, could be wrong. He might have absolutely nailed it, but we will see. So the gap is 0.9. So it seems to close up in little areas, and then Stewie Wilson seems to get the run on. But it is good to see an assortment of cars in that top 10. And there you go, 7 minutes till the rain stops. Thanks, Barra, that's right. So, how fast will the track dry out? Will somebody be brave enough? And whoa, VTech Adams certainly shortening the course there. May not have got a track warning. Who knows? Will the track dry out in time? In 7 minutes time? Likely not, but certainly you never know. Anything's possible here. So somebody might be game enough to go to dries, or do we end up having a race where we have a couple of laps on dries? I don't think it'll happen. I do hope so, though. I would love that. But, VTech Adam, keep it on the road, champ. Jump on slicks now, that's what I say too. Get into it. It's what the fans demand. Alright, K-Man closing up on Aaron. Let's see what K-Man can do. No pressure, K-Man. The thousands and thousands of people at home. And the millions watching somewhere else. Let's see what we can do. Got it closed up to under a second. So, we'll see what he can do. Obviously too far back to do anything meaningful. Looks like it's blowing out again, out to 1.2 seconds. So that's never a good sign. So, we'll move on to see what else is crack-a-lackin'. There's not a whole heap of work running. Looks like VTech Adam and Stu Wilson have something's happened to VTech Adam because he's got dropped faster than my ex-girlfriend in 92-93. So he's fallen way back. So he's fallen into the hands of the dreaded Triple X Krakatoa, so only Shamrock is in between them. So Shamrock being SAR, you would think would get out of the road of Triple X Krakatoa when he comes round. Teamwork makes the dream work. That is that's the saying. So yeah, still should be drying out. The rain is noticeably lighter. So Edge another there. Okay, Mac getting out of the road. Quality blue flaggage. Edge coming through nicely. Up to 15. He would take that if he was offered that, I reckon, at the beginning of the race. Running wide. I just shouldn't jump to new people. Done more kilometres than Leyland Brothers tonight. Rocky NZ still plugging away with Sourster for company. So don't know if that is for position. Could be. If it is, that will be an interesting battle. We will keep an eye on it. K-Man's 1.5 back now, so he has been losing time. Yeah, KMX still cranking. Gaza in the pits. It's all gone wrong for Gaza tonight. Thought he was red eye chance. Alright, on board with Mint and Matt. He comfortably in third. So we're down to the final 15. The rain has it's down to just some slight light showers. So 14 minutes, interesting. The track is rated from wet to flooded now, or flooded to wet, or whatever. Either way, it's not good. So it'll be interesting to see if the track does dry out, and how everybody does go, whether there is I don't know what the crossover point will be, but for lap times for this circuit, but it certainly piques my interest to see how this last 13 and a half minutes play out. Let's work our way back through the field. Alright, Sourster looks like he got the job done on Rocky NZ, was behind, now in front. So he has said good night Irene, and shown him a clear set of heels. Not a lot going on. So effectively, with Gazza sitting in the pits forever, we've got 19 runners. So 19 from the 25 that started, so that's not bad. Really got 20, so we've dropped 5 people during the race time, so yeah, not bad. Don't know whether it's internet connection issues or whatever the case may be. Yeah, but hopefully when we start season 17 we'll have a big field and maintain that big field. I mean, with Trev doing the stream will be fantastic, and it was nice sharing the commentary with him last week. Well, it was nice for me. I'm not so sure about him putting up with Bear for an hour or so, but you know, it was the equivalent of working with the big great Darrell Eastlake or Big Rabs Warren. You know, like I said in the telecast, you know, there's even commentators, Bruce McAvaney, Martin Tyler. You know, that is the ilk of the guy. And I'm just a humble Joe Dirt, just trying to ply my trade, do it for the people. But no, so it'll be good having, all jokes aside, having Trevor / Kid Byers on doing the streaming. Get into it, support him. I think he's got, yes, Patreon, whatever. But if you go on to his what's Twitter? So what is it? Twitch. Yeah, I think it's Twitch is the one where I follow him. Anyway, it's got links where you can do subs and everything for him. He also does the Australian New Zealand Enduro Series, and I think a couple of others. So if you haven't followed him on Twitch or whatever other streamy things he does, please do. Certainly a very, very polished streaming product that he puts out. So well worth the watch. Dog. Surely he's got to change to slicks. Look how dry that track is. It's dry as. You know, certainly that is what the Ferrari strategy team are telling him. Going, we must go to the slicks. The track is very, very dry. So that's the call from the Ferrari squad. Yeah, correct. Box. Go the Ferrari boys. He's gone past again. Unbelievable. This is like he's possibly going to lose his 4-hour lead here by staying out on wets. Jimbo is doing a stellar. Let's jump on board with Jimbo. Jimbo has been killing it all night. He's come from nowhere. There's a bit of Jimbo action. We can stay on board with a bit of Jimbo. Car looking pretty good actually, truth be known. Only got a bit of mud on it. To be expected after driving for 2 hours in the rain. So certainly, for the most part, incident free, I believe, for the evening. So that's quite good for Jimbo. He'll be happy with the 4th place, getting a bit raggedy Ann there, getting a couple of tyres out onto the grass, which is what you do not want, and you don't want to do that either. Hopefully they don't track limit him. And if they do, hopefully he's got a couple of spares in the back pocket. So we definitely don't need a drive-through or anything like that in these somewhat last 8 minutes of the race. So the track temperature has now gone up from, dropped down from 18 down to 13 degrees. So the track is getting cooler as we speak. currently rated as wet, so I would dare suggest that we're not going to see any dry tyre action, even though I would love to. Almost should be mandatory. And then it was K-Man was closing in on the back of Aaron, and K-Man must be getting too excited because he's dropped back to 1.5 back, so the excitement was too much for him. But looks yeah, oh, he's back to 2 seconds now, so K-Man must be reorganising himself to have another tilt to see if he can get another top 5. If K-Man gets another top 5, he will need to stop, drop and roll because he will be on fire the last couple of weeks. So looking good. Bounty in 7. Obviously nice drive, only one question mark over, you know, earlier in the race where was there any contact with anybody? Who knows? Don't know. I came back obviously from a pit stop and changes the play significantly, but outside of that, Bounty, I would say, whoops, somebody parked up on the side of the road there, having a snog by himself. As our British friends would say. Yes, I had a clean night tonight. Does the Podium Racing website for us, which is a well turned out bit of kit. Obviously, you know, welcomes all sort of any donations or any things of support. Well looked after, and then we've got you know, obviously long-time sponsors Pangnian Next Level Racing, Selby Acoustic, Gamesman Racing, obviously Bruce Hale Racing, so long-time supporters of the league. So again, if you have the opportunity to support anybody that supports the league, then I would strongly suggest that you do. I know I've ordered a couple of things from a Sidonare from Gamesman, and it has arrived A-OK in sunny Queensland when it is sunny. So they do post, I would assume, nationally, and their prices are competitive. Down to under 5 minutes of this season 16 final enduro, so it looks like at the moment the people that will be taking the chocolates and all the accolades that go with it would be Psydog. Looks like he will be cleaning up in the pro class, and I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm pretty sure it was K-Man. Would have been, yeah, so K-Man would be the man to beat in this. So K-Man looks to be have it all covered. Oh, I agree with you, Burra. That is dry as. If I've ever seen a dry line, that's it. I think, yep, get it in the pits, boys. Get it in the pits. No sense of adventure, this lot. We'll start in second. There's Minty Matt, soon to be P&L driver, sponsored by Colgate and Oral-B. Jimbo, nice, possibly driver of the day. He's certainly in the conversation, that's for sure. Currently holding down 4. He has seen off all comers. Hey, Aaron, just a little dude in the back corner, just plugging away last couple of races. Very solid race, nothing to be ashamed of. K-Man currently down in 6th, just one spot out of what he would be wanting to aim for, because he knows his car is a top 5 driver the last couple of weeks at least. So you would oh, Matt and Eagle. Oh, now, wow. Well, you know what? I mean, the D-roller's not here tonight, so I'm saying is the head of P&L and him, is that relationship fractured? That would be earth moving if that was the case. I mean, imagine that. You would be selling out of papers. The P&L. Oh yeah. Well, it could be. I hear he's got aspirations of captaincy. And Ty Michael Clark Morgo is not too happy with relinquishing the reins. So could be anything. Down to 140 left. Where is our race leader? Our race leader is coming up on the penultimate corner 10. So he will be entering into the last lap of the race, I would say here. So 1 lap to go after this as he takes turn 11. The sun setting beautifully in the background there. You know, if there was ever...
The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
No worries. Thank you, Klaus, for that information. Let's see if we can see the sunset on our way home. It's got a little bit of purple haze in the sky. So it's been trying all day. So last time he would be taking this opportunity to wave to his fans. You know, light it up, sit it sideways, all the things you're not meant to do. Coming through, what this be, maybe turn 6 or 7. Comes up to the uphill section, blind turn in. So I'm surprised that pole didn't survive, because that's always usually a good indicator, but then you get into the rhythm of where you turn going into that. Well, you know what? It's hard not to agree with you. He, yeah. I mean, it's been fantastic to see. I mean, make no mistake, as he comes through the penultimate turn, turn 10, coming up into our final turn 11, and I think bar a catastrophic exocet missile taking him out, Psydog is going to win this evening and win handsomely. So well done, Psydog, there. And I would say that is championship to you as well. So congratulations on that. Will Star, and this is what I mean. We've had that conversation, and Will Star is nobody's slouch, but this gives you an indication of the dominance that Psydog's had tonight, that he is beaten Will Star by this gap. Again, Psydog, I don't think Psygo not prepared to give that title until he's driven the Honda. That is a wild beast. Exo, what do you think? I'm a technical genius. Oh my giddy aunt. No interviews tonight, mate. That's a Trev thing. Will Star coming over in second spot. Mint Matt coming out. Great drive from where he qualified. He would be asking himself, what if I qualified better? Can I stay with the boys? I don't know what his race pace has been like. It's been there or thereabouts, but he'll be coming home in third. Jimbo, 4th. Aaron 5th. K-Man 6th. So K-Man, I would suggest we'll take out the Pro-Ams. So I would say Psydog and K-Man are going to be our guys. They're all parked up, there you go. Will Star, Psydog, they'd be waiting for Minty Fresh to join that crowd, I would say. So I'll stick with them. Bounty doing donuts in the background. Just waiting for, whoop, there you go. Whoop. 3-point turn to park his car. Oh my giddy aunt. Yep, there we go. On record, I don't know how to get rid of that little score sheet. But let's return to garage. Nope, nope. Don't know how to get rid of it, sorry lads. That makes it look no better. But there you go. Looking good. Totally dominated. Those three. Thank you all for season 16. I'm sure information will come out in the coming weeks about season 17 and what will and won't be the format of that. Certainly the playoffs, interesting end to the season. Will it stay? Will it won't? I think it will stay. And I think just a couple of little things to iron out. So it's been all good. But thank you all for listening this evening and tuning in. Enjoy your Easter break. Be good. And we'll catch you in season 17. And congratulations to, I'm going to call it Psydog and K-Man on their championship wins. And I have no idea who would have won the teams one. But certainly won't be P&L tonight because we've got nada. So thank you one and all. Again, enjoy your Easter break. Be safe.